This first sensor is the force sensor. It could be used for an experiment in testing the difference of your force both in the classroom and on an elevator. This sensor would greatly increase the engagement of the activity because the students can see their force as it increases or decreases depending on the scenario. It would also be more effective in giving the students that visual. This sensor is the light sensor, and it could be used for an experiment in testing how much illumination gets through a sheet of paper depending on how big of a hole you create in the center. This would definitely increase engagement because students can actually measure the illumination, whereas without the sensor they would just have to look and see, does it look brighter or does it look darker or dimmer rather, in the different scenarios. And this would also make it more effective in giving them a clear sense of brightness and dimness. Efficiency might be a question just because it takes time to get to know the Logger Pro system and how to use the sensor itself. This iPad app is a little app on the life cycle of a frog. Basically, the way it starts out is it has the little eggs, and if you click on them, they hatch into a tadpole, and then you can click on the food, and as you drag it to the tadpole's mouth, it goes through the stages of its development, and eventually we get to our next image, and it's going to be a frog. Here we can see where the app reaches its final stage where the tadpole has become a frog. I believe this app is definitely an engaging way of seeing the different stages rather than just showing students images, because they get to interact with it and drag the food over and watch it progress. It's also effective because it's more hands-on. Efficiency, I would guess that it takes about the same time as just showing pictures would. This second iPad app is on the water cycle. It's a pretty basic app. It has the pictures involved in the water cycle and the stages, and then the student is to click on the different stages and drag them to their appropriate spot to label them. I think that this is pretty closely matching a typical activity a teacher might have students do, but involving technology certainly makes it more engaging. I don't think it's any more effective than just doing it on paper, but efficiency would be about the same. So the benefits of the leveling of engagement would probably be enough to want to use this in a classroom.